Chapter 3 talks about a specific lean management technique, which is normally referred to as the Gemba Walk. The first video explains what the Gemba Walk is and describes the basics of how a manager should conduct a Gemba Walk. The video shows how the Gemba Walk is a critical tool for building a trusting relationship between manager and employee. The second video explains how a properly conducted Gemba Walk is a show of respect and how it helps you to avoid the very damaging effects of micromanagement. The third video is a short clip from Andrew Koenig, president of City Furniture, in which he talks about how they think about problems as gems. This is important because employees must not be afraid to talk about problems if they're going to be effective partners in problem solving. The last video shows the real-life problems of a restaurant owner in recruiting new employees and how making their workplace into a great place to work has helped to retain their valuable current employees and also help them to compete with other restaurants in hiring new ones. So what's a Gemba Walk? This is the technique you're going to be working on trying out this week. It's basically a regular visit by a manager to communicate and interact with employees at their Gemba or place of work. Now, I try not to use the Japanese terms, but Gemba really seems to apply because the place of work is, for example, people that are working at a service counter. It's going out to the counter and going to see and interact with them at that point. Could be in a warehouse. If they're working from home, it doesn't mean necessarily that you're going to go to everybody's house, but you can go there virtually through, not just maybe doing a Zoom or a Skype, but also getting them to share screen, because part of this is for you to see what they're doing. So it's this idea of having this regular interaction between the managers and employees, but more kind of a one-on-one sort of thing. It's also an opportunity and a really powerful way to build and strengthen the relationship between manager and employee. It gives you a chance to coach. Now here's where, so the observing and learning is kind of what you're doing on the Gemba Walk, but how you do it, the style in which you do it is also important. So do you go out in more of a coach attitude, or are you going out as a micromanager attitude? Okay. Coaching is about asking, while micromanagement is about telling. So that's, of course, there's many different examples and you can kind of dig into it more on your own. But the thing I want to stress is how dysfunctional micromanagement is from the employee's standpoint. And when you start thinking about this, I think it really brings a lot of this home. So you can see here on the slide, when you micromanage an employee, basically telling them what to do every step of the way, you're taking away their opportunity and incentive to think on their own. I mean, if you're going to tell them everything, it's like, all right, why should I think? I'm just waiting for the boss to tell me what to do. You're taking away a chance for them to improve their knowledge and capabilities. So a chance for them to learn. If they can't think, they're not going to learn. Especially important. You're taking away their responsibility. It's like, it's just the way we do it. I don't know. I don't know why we do it. And it takes away any kind of feeling of ownership they might have. It's so important. That's where a lot of these buy-in issues come, is the employees don't feel some level of ownership of it. And lastly, which I found, through practical experience for years and years, they may actually have really good ideas and they just don't say anything because they don't think you want to hear it, or you won't listen. Why do you go to the Gemba? Why do you go to the place of work? That's where coaching is most effective. Think about it like a football coach. They do some coaching in the training room, but it's mainly out in the field, where they can see how the players are playing and they coach in the field. And that's the idea of coaching at the Gemba. So, of course, that's one of the lessons that we've talked about. We will talk about. Don't micromanage, ask questions. So you kind of have to keep telling yourself that. Some people have more tendency to micromanage than others, but I think we all have some of that. I know I do. So the last thing about Gemba Walks is this idea of showing respect. And so much research has shown this. There's absolutely true. The greatest impact on the employees' motivation and satisfaction is their relationship with their direct supervisor. Okay. And so the Gemba Walk is a chance to really build that. When you're going to their place of work, rather than having them come to some training room, you're showing respect. You listen to them, you're showing respect. You take the time to teach them, you're showing respect. Fujio Cho, I think he's now the former chairman of Toyota, but this is a really pretty famous quote from him that relates to Gemba Walks. And this, I find it something that would be good to kind of repeat to yourself right as you're going out on the Gemba Walk. Go see, ask why, and show respect. Those are kind of the key pieces of it. Just show you here, it's a 1-minute clip. This is Andrew Koenig. And on the right here, you see the stand-up meeting that he runs at City Furniture. He's just a super, super example, been a great partner in my development of lean in a non-manufacturing environment. And I just wanted to play this clip for you. Him talking about trying to get his people involved in becoming problem solvers. So let me go with this.
Everybody, Andrew Koenig here, president of City. One of the next elements of our operating system is problem solving. Well, this one's big to me. So at City, no problem is a problem. Most organizations don't really live this philosophy. We're trying to pull all of the problems out underneath the rug in every single department to create this culture of problems are good. Because we believe if they're visible, they're half solved. We're halfway to getting better. Now, City works really hard to develop everybody in our company to be a problem solver. We really work hard in our cultures to create an army of problem solvers. So this is might be a simple conversation, but hard to practice and really hard to do within an organization where no one is afraid to bring up problems, where everyone has the autonomy to give ideas and solve those problems. If you do, then you'll be hard to compete against. So hopefully you learned something today, and appreciate it. Thanks.
Absolutely, it's making tons of sense. This is probably what we've been lacking, especially being a family business. We don't just have the ability to just hire. I mean, I'm sure that holds true with everybody. Even now we're with a skeleton crew. Could we have a hostess? Could we have a busboy? Could we have a food runner? Yes. But number one, it's hard to find help nowadays. No one wants to seem to answer the help wanted ads. I know that holds true for a lot of restaurants. I see these ads everywhere. Yeah. So yeah, I mean, the servers are doing a lot. The hosting, the busing, the running, myself included. And they're very dedicated. So as a manager, if I can implement some things that make their lives easier, I know they'll be happier employees.
Yeah, see, and that's an important thing, what you just said, and I know we've been going there for years. I mean, we've been taking out lately because of COVID, but I know you have people that have worked for you for a long time that become loyal, and those are the ones you want to make the most use of, build the relationships, and that's the kind of person you want to groom in a lean system, because it's really about getting them to be more a part of not just doing what you tell them, but finding problems and fixing problems. And if you're running around hiring a bunch of new people, well, now it's going to take some time to build a relationship with them. So, and of course, like in your situation, many others, I guess, it's not always either financially feasible or just feasible to find people, right? So, but the good news is, if you've got a good core of really loyal people, I mean, it's just so valuable. And that is the way that lean works the best, when you've got that loyal core that you just, really get to buy in and understand how this whole system works, and make it a great place for them to work. I mean, that's another aspect of of recruiting people. And, you know, in today's world, there's more and more, you know, online reputations and things like that. I mean, as this gets going, you truly can use the fact that lean has really made your place a better place to work than others. You know, and if you can get some testimonials from your employees out on the websites, you can make use of that. I've seen it, you know, many times in other firms that, you know, they leverage that. Especially, I mean, in restaurants, you can't do work from home, obviously, you got to be there. But in many of the other law firm, you know, a lot of the others on this call could conceivably work from home, and which means you can recruit talent from anywhere in the world. And so you want to focus on your ability to recruit talent, and lean can help you with that.